There we go. Okay, docs chat. Okay. Hi, guys. Another Davy Jones theory. So, I don't know what people. I do know what people think of Davy, but it seems like I'm the only one who has done a theory on Davy. But I'm just saying how I think Davy is actually portrayed by Bill Nighy actually sounds like Davy isn't the villain that he seems to be when everyone depicts him out to be a villain. I don't think that's the case. Sure, Davy Jones is feared, but if he was really cruel and heartless as he seems, he wouldn't have given sailors an option to either join the crew over death and being thrown into the sea. But a lot of people do believe that Davy is cruel and heartless because a lot of people are on Calypso's side of the story. But sometimes I don't believe that. It's hard to believe that Davy is a villain. I don't think he's a villain at all. Davy is just doing his job. Because we don't. Excuse me. Because in any of the movies, we do not hear about anything else of Davy and Calypso's backstory. We only know as far as Calypso betrayed Davy and he betrayed her. But I don't think that's the actual case that Davy carved out his heart. And I still believe that Calypso is the biggest threat in Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know why she is, but since I did a theory recently on Davy, I think most of my words are true. Like, Davy knows that Calypso is a threat. Davy may be a threat, but he's a small threat. I've seen so many depictions of the next film, which a lot of people have made good fake trailers for. I don't know what the next movie is going to be called, but I really do hope it's not called The Mysterious Captain. I hope it's The Return of the Kraken or The Revenge of the Kraken. Meaning that Davy is back and meaning that the Kraken will also make a return. Because I don't... Like, how does Davy... How is he supposed to bring back the Kraken, is my question. Because I do also have another theory. Because if you look at Davy, he literally looks broken. He looks like a broken man. He isn't a threat. He's trying to explain to people how Calypso is and what she's doing. But nobody's listening to him. I still think Davy does still know that she is a threat. And as soon as he does come back eventually, which I hope he is portrayed by Bill Nighy again, because I cannot hear anyone else being Davy because I'm so used to hearing Bill Nighy as Davy. I will never ever hear anyone else be Davy. Because Davy in Sea of Thieves is not played by Bill Nighy at all. He is played and portrayed by Atkin Downs. I had to make sure. I don't, because Davy sounds more unhinged and more angry than he does in the movie. He acts more unhinged in Sea of Thieves. Because Atkin Downs, I'm not saying that he doesn't have a good impression of Davy, but no one can top Bill Nighy's performance. Because I'm trying to figure out what the next film is going to be. Wondering if Naomi Harris is going to come back as Calypso. Because I want there to be a confrontation between Davy and Calypso. Even though Davy did confront her in At World's End, but he didn't really get an answer from her. Which is sad. And it's not that she doesn't love him. I don't think that's the case. But somehow I just hate Calypso in general is my thing. She does not deserve Davy, and Davy does not deserve her. Because they're basically an old married couple who always argue to the point where one of them dies. And I have heard Isaac's theory on what Calypso actually said in her language, which was that she was preying on Davy's death. But here's the thing, I don't think Davy even died. He was only merely injured. Because Calypso does say that the pain was too much for him to live with, but not enough to cause him to die. And Edward, when we first meet Edward Teague, he basically says it all out. It's not about living for forever, Jackie. It is learning to live with yourself forever. And that is clearly what Jones is doing. The reason why Davy didn't die is because he has learned how to live with himself. It's not about living forever. But I'm still wondering why he went out to sea in the first place. Because he is known as a red coat. And we clearly see this in At World's End when we first see him in human form. Which is really fucking sad. And Bill Nighy has also stated that not on set he was being pitied by the cast because he was 55 when he started playing Davy. It's sad to think that actors are actually being treated like shit when they're not on screen. Bill Nighy has stated that he didn't do it for fun, he did it for the money. But because Davy has become a more lovable character, and remember, well-loved and remembered character, he is great. He is grateful for that Davy is getting a lot of attention more and more. But he doesn't, because a lot of people don't know if Bill Nighy will come back as Davy. I really hope he does because I cannot hear Davy being played by anybody else. I'm just used to hearing Bill Nighy. And I hope that Atkins Downs does not portray Davy because he cannot portray him correctly. Because Davy sounds calm and collected in the films, but in Sea of Thieves, Davy sounds more unhinged and always screams everything. Like, here's the thing. I'll even play an audio. Do you fear death? Gotta take off my Bluetooth.
Do you fear death?
Davy sounds calm and collected in the movie, but when you actually hear Davy's voice in Sea of Thieves, I'm trying to find the exact scene where I've heard it. I think because it's right after you actually spy on with the Dark Brethren. It's right after.
Precious daughter. However, I cannot guard my local pirates sail free and interfere without consequence. That is why I have sought new orders, son.
Davy sounds more unhinged in Sea of Thieves. And a lot of people have stated that Sea of Thieves is not canon to the movies, but I think it actually is. Because it would explain how Davy came back. Because Davy's not dead in Sea of Thieves. And a lot of people say that Davy is not sympathetic in the movie at all. But during the deleted scene of Liar's Dice, he actually sounds sympathetic and concerned about Will Turner. But people refuse to look at the evidence because they just straight out think Davy's a villain. Davy is not a villain. Yes, he is feared by pirates and sailors alike. But Davy, he is not a villain. Everybody thinks he is, but he's not. And I do have a theory of why Jones was actually very easy on Jack, why he even talk to Jack instead of killing him on sight. Where they discuss Jack getting 99 souls in 3 days. Jones wasn't being cruel. He was literally... Because if Davy was cruel to Jack, he would have killed Jack right where he stood. It's a sad thing to know that one of your favorite characters is a villain. But Davy is not a villain at all. He's an anti-hero. He's also chaotic neutral. But I think the reason why Jack that Jones is more easy on Jack than anyone else is because Jones had a family of his own back when he was younger. He had a little brother who got killed mysteriously. Was the killer was never found, and his body was not found until 3 days later. And Davy believed it was his fault that his little brother got killed. Now, take note that what I'm talking about probably isn't canon, but I kind of want to know if it is. Because I'm trying to reach out to Disney to figure out what Davy's true backstory is. But, of course, they're just like, no, we're just gonna keep it, for, our purposes and not tell anybody about how Davy became the captain of the Dutchman. They're not going to tell us how many times Davy has already died. They're not going to tell us anything about his life before the sea. And that's fucking sad. It's hard to understand why Disney does that. It really is. And I want to know why Disney keeps Davy's backstory a secret. Is it because Disney thinks that if they give out Davy's backstory, that more people would not like Davy? I don't think that's the case. I believe why they don't say anything about Davy's past is because it's tragic. Davy's brother was killed by a mysterious killer that was never found, and his brother's body wasn't found until 3 days later after the murder. Then his father killed his mother. Then Davy had no choice but to kill his father because Davy, after seeing his mother get killed, that's when Davy's mind actually broke. And I think why he had joined the Navy is because he was never expecting to come home again. He was hoping to die out on sea to be reunited with his brother and mother. Davy was literally trying to commit suicide. And it's sad to think that Davy is literally suicidal. It's sad. And I would have what's his name? Deathwing on the call too to find out what he thinks. But I don't know what the fuck his problem is right now. I could try to call him, but I don't think he'll answer. Sorry if you hear me crunching on something. I'm actually chewing on combos. Come on, sweetheart, answer. So, yeah. He didn't answer, unfortunately. I have a lot on my mind right now. Because I watched Demon's Chest and At World's End too many times to not figure out what the evidence is between Davy and Calypso. And it literally feels like Davy does know something that nobody else does. That he's not talking about. Because he has stated if you release Calypso, don't release Calypso. That's going to be a very, very bad idea. Davy is not wanting her to be free, not because that she betrayed him, but because he knows that when she's free, she'll end up killing a lot of people and making the sea and land one. Kind of like in Ponyo, where Ponyo turned into a human even though she was still technically a fish. And the sea and the land came to be one until the very ending of the movie. I have not seen Ponyo in a long time, and I really, really want to. Because if they do a live action movie of Ponyo, I kind of want Ponyo's dad, Fujimoto, to be played by Bill Nighy. Because in Ponyo, Fujimoto is the father of Ponyo and all Ponyo's brothers and sisters, or because he just says girls, so it's possible that Ponyo wasn't his only daughter, and all the other tiny little Ponyos are all basically female. And it has also stated that Fujimoto is a protector of all sea life. And what do we see Davy do in Pirates of the Caribbean? He does not attack any sea creature except for the Kraken because Beckett has ordered him to, which Davy feels terrible about. Because Davy was the protector of all sea life. It's sad. I hate Beckett so much. But the reason behind his hatred for pirates is because he was captured by pirates at a young age. His parents never cared about him. Man, he's got mommy and daddy issues. And it's really sad to think that Beckett is actually represented like that. Because I think Beckett's character could have been really better, much better in the movie if stories about Beckett were true. But I have no idea. But Davy was the protector of sea life. All sea life. We don't see him kill any sea creature. Because we're only told that he has killed the Kraken, but we don't see it on screen. The Kraken was killed off screen, and I don't understand why Disney keeps doing that shit. Mufasa wasn't killed off screen. I'm pretty sure Cruella was not killed off screen. But why is Disney always thinking now that they can just put characters off screen to kill them? That's fucking stupid. And it hurts because not only do they kill people off screen, they have they have put a smoking thing off of their movies now. Like back in 2013 or 14, they made a law not to smoke with any characters on screen. And Davy smokes in Deadman's chest, but that is the only film we see Davy smoking in. I don't know why they came up with that, cause it's stupid. That's why. It's stupid. It really is fucking stupid about all what Disney's doing with characters, new movies. It sucks because Wish was a disappointment to the Disney franchise, and so was live action Little Mermaid. It was so bad that I listened to the soundtrack on YouTube. It all the beats to the original music had all been changed. They did not do so well with live action Little Mermaid. And I hope they really do stop making live action shit, because it's getting on my fucking nerves. They could have left Aladdin alone. But no, they had to get a new cast. They had to recast everyone, including Robin Williams. I get Robin Williams, but he's dead. But they should have just left it how it was. The only movies that were only live action for their own purpose was Pirates of the Caribbean. Yes, most of it was computer generated like Davy is, and how the makeup is on Barbossa and Salazar as well. There's a lot of things that are computer generated in the movies. But it's live action as well. And because that Disney has seen how well the live action Pirates of the Caribbean movies were doing, they started doing it with every other film. They're old ass films like Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Mulan, which had none of the original music, and it's just bullshit. Going on to the more of the myth and stupid side of China, and that's kind of stupid. They did not do good with Mulan. They did not do well with Little Mermaid. They didn't even do that well with live action Lion King, because they cut the entire Be Prepared song out of the movie and only placed the ending of the song in the movie. And that's fucking sad. What the hell? Why does this keep coming apart? Sorry. I'm trying to fix my medical bracelet, because my grandma bought it for me because medical reasons. I have autism and I have epilepsy. But I have not had any seizures since 2022, which is good for me. Come on, why is this being stupid? Get on there. Thank you. I don't know if I'm gonna do a sun and moon theory, but I want to, because Sun and Moon are my favorite characters in FNAF. But for right now, I'm doing Davy Jones theories. Uh, here's my thing. I think why Davy's so easy on people is because he didn't have an easy life. I mean, Davy literally went out to sea, possibly to kill himself. But Calypso wouldn't allow that. It's not about living forever, Jackie. It's about learning to live with yourself forever. I still kind of want to know how Jack's mother is dead and all that, like who killed her. And Deathwing, just a few months ago, has stated that Karina's mother was killed by Davy, but we don't know for certain. I kind of want to know how she was killed. I kind of want to know why she's not there. I kind of want to know how she's dead. But I don't think we're ever going to get a straight answer. And thank God that Will left the Dutchman so that Davy could come back. I don't know if Bill Nighy is actually going to return. I want him to, but it's not up to me. If Johnny comes back as well, I'm pretty sure Johnny is not going to want anyone else to play Davy because he and Bill Nighy are like best friends, I guess. Because even in Rango, Johnny Depp did not feel intimidated by any of the people that tried out for Rattlesnake Jake. So he was like, hey, bring Bill Nighy into this. And then Bill Nighy was Rattlesnake Jake. Because Johnny Depp only feels intimidated by Bill Nighy. And the fact that I have tried to look up are Johnny Depp and Bill Nighy friends. It has said, and the first question that actually popped up on screen on the internet is does Johnny Depp have a crush on Bill Nighy? Now that's a question for the fans to decide. It's hard to understand why anybody is refusing to do any lore and any evidence on Davy. Because Davy isn't that much of a villain if you think about it. It sucks how people think Davy's the villain when he's kind of sort of not. It's sad. Yeah, sure, Davy is feared, but I don't think Davy is actually a villain. It's just an entire act that Davy puts up. Because when we see the Dutchman for a couple scenes, where does Davy normally reside? In his cabin, playing the organ. Now, why does he do that? Possibly to keep his crew away from harm that he could do to them. And I hope that's the case. Because even though Davy does seem like he wants to hurt people, he doesn't. He really doesn't. Anyway, thanks you guys for watching this stream. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.